Hi everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to another section. Welcome to another session of Pre Seen June 2024 for the upcoming June 2024 attempt. Right. This is your facilitator, Abdul Basit, Prime Faculty of SBL at Mirchawalas, and we were analyzing the Pre Seen June 2024 case study. Right. The advanced information that was given to us. I had many responses across the world, and they wanted again to me to analyze the other way out of this pre-scene. So therefore, I am recording another session for your help. So far, what industry that we have got? That's pet veterinary services, right? And we have been in a country of Ireland. The scenario that we have analyzed till now, that we are in the country of Ireland, and the industry background is this, that we have some product portfolio. Now so far we have covered the industry background, right? And then we have the market structure, that initially that was not supposed to be a very good industry, and there were very less people in it, but then slowly and steadily as the pet in homes grew, the habit of having a pet at homes grew, this industry went into growing. I predicted that one question pertaining to any acquisition can be tested, since the industry norms are that, right? Then we analyze that we are on the fifth number. We might want to go on the top, and the top three, then the revenue expected to grow at this percentages, faster rates at over 5 years. Then there seems to be people not thinking of their income, and they're thinking of their pet's health, right? So this again is a term that can lead this business grow more even faster than predicted, right? We discussed that. Then we have some clients. Initially there were clients more than 35 years, but now we have a clients that's pertaining to 16 to 34. Now that means more younger generation is having focusing on having a pet, right? So this particularly can be the key point. Many students ask that, sir, what to be done with this pre-scene? Guys, these are the points that you have to reflect in your answer. The points that we are discussing, the questions that we are discussing, the scenario that we are having, these are the points that you need to discuss with your examiner, so that he or she have an idea that yes, you guys have done the pre-scene, and see the pre-scene points with the current case scenario in the requirements that we have been given on the exam could give you such marks that you wouldn't have even expected, right? So we covered challenges with the industry. Recruitment and retention was the challenge. There is less training, less staff available here, and the problem is the rising cost of training. People are not preferring to be the pet doctor. Then there seems to be long working hours. The compromising health. So these are the challenges of the industry. You might get a question to how overcome these challenges. You might get a question. I'm writing with the blue that what question can be tested. Overcoming these challenges. They might ask you. Overcoming these challenges. So far we have predicted 3 requirements, like how to overcome these challenges. And similarly, acquisition could be a part of it, and therefore we had sustainability. We had sustainability issues also, because animal industry is kind of highest, or we can say the high waste production. And since there's a high waste production, there can be issue of any particular pressure group, there can be issue of any particular people or the pressure group towards leading towards adverse market publicity. So these were the issues that were discussed in the previous session. These were the issues that were discussed in the previous session. So now, sir, any further insights? See, guys, I'm contributing. I'm breaking this case into 3 or 4 different sessions, so that we can focus on that particular scenario, right? And we'll consolidate the requirements that what we can get, and then we'll do the similar type of papers having these kind of requirements, right? Having these kind of requirements. So let's just think of innovation and development. Let's just think of innovation and read this, that what this industry brings in innovation and development, right? This might help you analyze predicting other requirements as well. So see, technology is often recognized one of the main challenge. So this again is a challenge. Being the tech focus again is a challenge for this industry, facing the pet vet service industry. Technological advances in human healthcare such as AI and machine learning are expected to continue to filter down into more advanced medical, surgical, and diagnostic pet vet procedures. So the thing is, they're using the AI. Now see, they're using the AI and machine learning to make sure that their pet is appropriately diagnosed, and they have some advanced medical treatments so that the pet healthy lifespan continues longer, even longer that they anticipated here. So many developments have made in the industry more capital intensive. So that means this development requires industry to be more capital intensive. This development require industry to be more capital intensive. That means through this there can be high entry cost. In future. So this would reduce the competition here. This can reduce the competition here also. So have led an increase in the quality and breadth of service which veterinarians can provide, right? So that means they might be short of doctor, but once the technology is made, so they don't even need a doctor there for some issues, right? Although the doctors cannot be eliminated completely, but there can be many issues that can be diagnosed and treated by the AI, right? Some of these new and improved services are expensive to deliver, but tech has also reduced some consultation times, meaning pet can be treated at a lower cost. So that means development. Development of these technologies can reduce cost, right? They can reduce cost of consultation, right? Because we won't be needing consultation if we have these technologies. Now think of a topic that you guys have been taught. It's the disruptive technology. I've taught this topic. I've solved many questions with this. So disruptive technology, this can be a disruptive technology for which can disrupt doctors, right? This could allow people to treating their pet at a more cheaper level. Although sometimes this might take cost, but at many times this will lower the cost for the clients, and some consultation times, meaning pet can be treated. Some consultation time would be reduced so that pet can be treated. So this can be a disruptive technology for the doctors and can disrupt their business, right? So ideally, an ideal person who has a commercial acumen should ask that, sir, whether our company have or focusing on this or not, right? Whether our company is focusing on this tech or not. This needs to be thought. This needs to be analyzed. This needs to be accommodated in my answer, that our company is focused on the AI development, because this might be a disruptive technology in the future. So see, another requirement that can be asked is disruptive technology. Now, technology has also had a favorable impact on both the business management software used by the industry and communication with the client. So tech has a favorable impact, right? Digital technology is being increasingly used by the Gloss Group, Bellstone Group, and Hewett Group. So our competitors are already, right? Our competitors are already in this area, right? So that means if we introduce that, it's not going to be giving us the competitive advantage. If we introduce that, we are not going to getting the competitive advantage. The thing is that our competitors are always in it or also in it, right? And they are increasingly using these, right? So telehealth is providing increased flexibility and convenience for the clients. Now, industry bodies, regulations, and legislation. Now, this is something about laws related to industry. Huh? This is something about laws related to industry. And then we'll go on to the company, about the company, right? Then we will go on to the about the company. So industry bodies, regulations, and legislation. Huh? So veterinarians must register with a chartered college of vet professionals. So this is accounting, just like we have accounting body, they have a professional body on which they have to list down their themselves, right? Professional body to be looked at. And they must have ethics scenarios also, right? They must have the ethics code that they needs to be followed, that should be following, which regulates them, see, supports the public interest and safeguard pets. The CCVP's code of conduct set out professional responsibilities for veterinarians with respect to patients, the pet, the clients, the profession, and the public. So they have some their policies, right? They have the policies that each and everyone should be following. These people have the policies that each and everyone should be following, right? Now, the CCVP runs the Standard for Pets program. Most of Ireland's pet organizations have the core level of SPP, but only 5% hold the higher level. Now, see, standards for pet programs. They have introduced some standards for the pet programs, and most of Ireland's pet organization have core level of SPP accreditation, but only 5% hold the higher level. That means there are very less people. There are very less people that they are focusing on these standards that have been introduced by CCVVP, right? And these are only 5% of, I would say, people focusing on higher level, right? The higher level requires organizations shows how they've achieved extra considerations which benefit the vet team, patients. So they have the scenarios to be met, right? To ensure to get yourself a credit in a particular body, you have some scenarios to make, right? It's simply like being an ECC approved employer. For being an ECC approved employer, you need to pay at particular rate. You need to make sure you are not overemphasizing on your employees. They have some categories, right? Similarly, in order to get a credit by the CCVP, you need to make sure that you are matching the scenarios what they have made, right? You are matching the scenarios what they have made. You must be making the scenarios that they have made to make sure that you guys exactly knew, what this industry and what this regulation demands, right? What this industry and what this regulation demands. Now, many veterinarians and vet nurses and members which campaign for better workplace conditions across the industry. The AVU is increasingly concerned about well-being of its members. Organizations within the pet vet service industry have several legal obligations. So they have some laws to be followed, right? Some laws to be make sure that we are following, some laws to be followed. And what are they? Compliance with specific health and safety legislation to protect staff and general public from, for example, pet inflicting injuries, right? Similarly, requirement to display a large notice informing clients that can request a written prescription. So that means they have to write prescriptions also, right? This means that medication at the clinic treating their pet, but can source it elsewhere, potentially more cheaper. So sometimes it's like that the doctor's clinic is expensive, and they're giving recommending a particular medication, but again, if it's same, you can buy, you can buy that. Compliance with health and safety legislation to protect staff and general public, from, for example, pet inflicted injuries, right? So this is the compliance that you need to make. Similarly, requirement to display a large notice informing clients that they can request a written prescription, right? So that means they can request you to write a prescription here, right? This means the client does not need to buy any medication at the clinic treating their pet, but can source it elsewhere potentially. So that means you are not obliged to suggest them to buy this particular, I would say, to buy this particular medication. You can source it from anywhere else, right? And provision of or pay another organization to provide on their behalf for 24/7 365 emergency service, right? So that means organizations in the industry have these legal obligations to make sure that they're compliance with the legislations, with the laws that they have made, right? Similarly, they cannot force people to buy this particular medication. The people can source it from anywhere else, right? The people can source it from anywhere else, right? And then provision or pay another organization to provide on their behalf, huh? And that means that they can pay to another organizations to provide on their behalf. So that means they have to make sure, that they are available or they are making someone else available, right? Either they are available or they are making someone else available. They need to make sure of that, huh? They need to make sure of that. So far, I guess we guys have analyzed industry in that particular pattern. So far, what I believe is we guys have analyzed industry in that particular pattern, that we are from that industry, right? So the thing is that these insights require a lot of analysis, huh? So the thing is, these insights require a lot of analysis. And the thing is that since you guys are now familiar with that industry, you know what are pet veterinarians, you know what are pet nurses, you know that this industry in Ireland is booming, you know the particular age group. So you are now aware of the industry, considering that you all guys live in Ireland, right? And this is what the examiner wants, that you deep dive in the industry before even the exam, so that you can have an idea, right? Now, there were some questions that were regularly being asked by the students on the social media platforms. That's shall we proceed, right? Shall we proceed, and how to do these classes with the courses? So first of all, if any one of you guys wants to contact, it's my contact number, right? This is my contact number, the +92, it's the code, and 331-262-3849. Now, many questions that were asked, that's is the crash course available? So yeah, crash course is available, in which I'll be solving 3 particular past papers, and I'll be giving a feedback on each and everyone's individual feedback, right? So you guys can discuss the need of this crash course, right? And so far about this pre-scene, for this particular pre-scene, what I'm going to do, I'm going to particularly break this into 3, 5 or 6 smaller parts, right? So that you guys can absorb what this pre-scene requires, and then can attempt the similar type of requirements, right? And yeah, this pre-scene classes will be conducted till the exam night, right? These pre-scene classes are going to be conducted till the exam night, so you guys can make sure that you guys are going in a right direction. And yeah, you can make your supporting notes, which I have made here in particularly to these pre-scene analysis, and you guys can text me regarding any particular queries. I'm always available. So in the next class, what we are going to do, in the next class, we are going to analyze what this company brings us, right? So far, we know about Ireland, we know about that pets industry of Ireland, right? We don't know about the 5th largest company, which is it, right? In upcoming 2 or 3 classes, I'll discuss what this company bring to us, right? And what this company wants from us. And then we'll surely discuss that what can be the other requirements. So far, what I believe is the acquisition can be particularly questioned. How to overcome these challenges can be a particular question. Similarly, there can be a question on sustainability and disruptive technology on this particular pre-scene analysis. In the next classes, we're going to be reading about the company, and will absorb just like we have absorbed the industry, right? So in particular to any queries, you guys can text me on this number, and I'll be obliged with your feedback. Inshallah, see you in the next class. Take care.